But whilst we're still on the conversation of the heavyweight division, Gareth's drawn up a list of the top, in your opinion, top 15 heavyweights right now, and potential matchups that could be made in 2024. Because everything that you've just said there, I completely agree with you. The money that is coming in now from Saudi Arabia, I don't think there's any excuses now not to be able to make those fights. I think, obviously, we've got promoters now working together. We've got broadcasters working together.
That's huge.
Oh, it's gigantic.
That's huge.
Sanctioning bodies, they're all happy with their 3%.
What are the YouTube clickbaiters going to do now? That's from they're not going to be.
Well, they'll probably come after me or something like that. That's what they normally do. But what we all want is the fights that we want to see. Yes, okay, we're still going to get these showcase fights, semantics and all that type of stuff. We're going to get those, but we're going to get fights that we all want to see. And February 17th is absolutely testament to that, getting the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world. So, in your opinion, how does all this play out?
Well. So obviously, look, I'm going Fury number 1 still. In the division, okay? Yeah. Tyson Fury, Usyk at 2, Joshua up to 3, as I said just now. I think you can put Parker, who'll join us shortly, Joseph, from New Zealand, and Zhili Zhang 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Wilder drops down to 6. Dubois at 7. Bacoli at 8. I think a lot of people are forgetting Bacoli at the moment.
Yeah,
He's a dark horse in the division, isn't he? And quite avoided. Ruiz at 9, Caballel at 10, Jared Anderson at 11, Frank Sanchez at 12, Arslanbek Makhmudov at 13. I hope that ding is because you agree. Jaya Pataya at 14. And I'm just throwing Francis Ngannou in there at 15. I mean, come on. The heavyweight division is alive and well. Now, you could easily...
What do you want to see? What fights do you want to see?
I want to see... but I haven't mentioned Joe Joyce in there either, by the way. Obviously, he needs to come back and get in the mix.
You haven't put Joe Joyce in the top 15 heavyweights.
Well, I haven't there at the moment, but that's my mistake. Sorry.
Come on.
I've put Joe Joyce versus Francis Ngannou.
Wow.
Joe Joyce versus Deontay Wilder.
Well, hang on, right? Because I'm going to ask Joseph Parker these questions, because he's got a defeat on his record to Joe Joyce, and I'm sure that he wants that one back.
Maybe, but we could have. I do think that there was no way they could go ahead with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder after Wilder's performance against Joseph. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Daniel Dubois against Joseph Parker is a great fight. Dubois against Bacoli, Dubois against Caballel against Parker. For me, come on, I mean, there's so many good fights.
For me, listen, December 23rd, the star, and maybe I'm overlooking a few great performances here, but the star for me was Ajit Caballel. What he did against what he did against Arslanbek Makhmudov, I thought was absolutely outstanding. You know, I thought it was a 60-40 fight in Makhmudov's favour. I thought Makhmudov would get to him in the end, but Caballel, if he was going to win, I would have backed him on points. He smashed him to bits. It was a real coming-of-age moment for him. Yeah,
14 of the fighters were staying in the hotel, the fight hotel, where a lot of us were staying, and I managed to get around all of them during the week. And I spent a bit of time with Agit. He's got great guys, great team, very patient guys, waited for this opportunity. And Makhmudov is a killer. We know that. You know, what is it, 16? It was 16 fights, 16 knockouts, or 18 fights, 18 knockouts. And he went and he slings his hands. But I did think, I've always thought this, he's very wide open when he throws.
So straight shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight shots, get it.
And Agit, well, he hurt him to the body, to be honest, first of all, didn't he? And he had something about him in the week. We spoke and he said, I am taking this opportunity. I know how good this guy is. This is my opportunity, and I've waited and waited and waited. And if you think he's been lined up, we've heard him being lined up to fight Anthony Joshua in the past with Fury. Yep. He's no mug either. I think he's a 2-time European champion.
Yep,
and I like the look of him. I saw him work out. I like the shape of him. He's very compact. He looked very fit. He looked very healthy all week. And you know, when you're around fighters all week, it's not just you get sucked into believing. I had some belief about him. I've had a row with one of the other broadcasters about it because it didn't surprise me when he won that fight. Believe it or not.
Listen, it took my breath away. I thought he was the best performance of the night. The most surprising one.
But Joshua as well, and Parker and Dubois as well.
Joshua just reminded me of what he used to be like.
Exactly. What he should be.
Yes,
what he should be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Joseph Parker was fantastic against Deontay Wilder.
Technically brilliant. Pushed the bully onto the back foot. Yeah. Took away his right hand. Took away his complete air of menace, you know.
And he put
it wasn't there, was it? And he put it on him. And in the 12th round, he really wanted to put it on him and nearly made a mistake.
Right then, come on. 3 heavyweight fights that have not been made that you want to see?
I'd like to see Agit Kabayel against Joseph Parker.
Okay.
That's a terrific fight.
Okay.
I'll tell you, my caveat in this is this. Just imagine that we need to consider the World Championships here as well.
Yeah, of course.
So Fury and Usyk are taken up. Yeah? And Joshua and Ngannou's taken up right now.
Just 3 fights
outside that, okay.
Go.
So I'd like to see Kabayel against Parker. I'd like to see Wilder against Zhang.
I think they're talking about that, aren't they, for the undercard of this?
I think you're right. And I think we might get that announced fairly soon. And I would like to see Jared Anderson brought to Saudi Arabia to face Daniel Dubois.
Okay.
Do you like those three?
I do like all those three. Listen,
go on, can you give me three as well?
Listen, I don't think there's any wrong answers here. I mean, there's Bekir Jalalov as well, who's a fantastic fighter.
But what we've got...
to throw in that mix.
What we've got... Yes, absolutely, as well. And he was out there at the Legends dinner, so he's being talked to as well. Give me yours in a minute, but what we've got is the potential. They're all sitting around a table together at the moment. They were all going to be paid handsomely, maybe twice, or I don't know how much more they're being paid. Figures are not being spoken about to us as insiders.
Money.
But good money, so that they can earn in 3 or 4 fights what they should earn as blue-ribboned top athletes, top 15 in the world. The point is, there's people sitting around a table saying, we've got maybe 1 to February, March, maybe one in the summer. I think it wouldn't surprise me to see them have an event somewhere else, here or in a stadium here, or even in America, but I think here in a stadium. Wouldn't surprise me. Keep the momentum going, and then have maybe 2 more in the Riyadh season at the end. So over this year...
So 4?
5 events.
You think?
2 now, February, March, and then October and December, October, November.
With 1 in the summer.
1 in the summer. I mean, so imagine there's 6 heavyweight fights on each. That's 30, Adam, that's 30 heavyweight fights. So you could take in the top 15 in the world easily. And even if you had just 4 big heavyweight fights on each of those cards, that's 20 fights. I mean, that means the whole Super League gets played out. And if they fight every 3 or 4 months, it's brilliant.